All right, guys, one of the first things we need to do is get the front fenders off. Let's lube these bolts up from the inside. Ah, it's stripped. Break out the vice grips. The head on this one's so rusty it's stripped out, so it's not a 13 anymore. It's more like a 12. That one's bad. There we go. Man, this one's in there. Woo, finally. Ooh, that last one fought me. It's got a like a threaded washer that broke off. We'll have to fix that one, that threaded piece right there. We're gonna have to cut this off. It has to be all cleaned up anyway and redone. All right. These grommets are all worn out. Dry it out. Still connected to the footboard. Ah, that is bad. Woo. Real bad. All right, first fender off. Yeah, it's bad, guys. It's bad. A lot of rust, guys. This area right here is really the main reason I needed to take it off so I could get in here. This section here is going to get cut out right above, just above the heater channel. I'll probably do it from the inside, and we'll cut just above the heater channel here because this is going to have to be replaced anyway. See how thin this is? There's the running board. This attaches to the heater channel, to the new ones. So the new heater channels are these green things here from Classic Fab, and those running boards connect here. It's basically just a little step to get in and out of the car. Not that you need it, but it adds a little extra detail to the car. All right, let's get the other side off. All right, there's one more bolt holding this side on. I'm gonna take the wiring harness through here so we don't have to pull the light out at this moment. I think it's gonna come off now. Maybe. Shoot. All right, front fenders are off. Holy cow. It's not hard, it's just those bolts are all rusted, so it makes it a little more difficult. Now I can get to this rust hole a lot easier. You know what's funny is I noticed this a while ago. There is a spark plug in here. I don't know how it got in there. Look at that. Is it even a Bosch? No, it's a Champion. I don't even know if it's for this car, but it's been in there a while. Look at that thing. Wow. So yeah, guys, we got some issues here. We're gonna have to get creative, I think, with this little patch right here. I'm not sure if that's part of the replacement patch or not. I don't know if it comes up this far. Maybe it does. Okay, before we get started on the heater channels, let's get that steering wheel out of the way. All right, now we don't have to worry about bumping into this thing like I just did a second ago. All right, we got nice access now with that steering wheel out. Let's get these heater channels out of here. we've got all this out. I mean, this was basically a clean cut here, and the rest of this was already completely apart for the most part. I mean, it just disintegrated here, so it wasn't hard to get this part out. This part was pretty solid, but it needed to come out. This was just above the heater channel. You can see here there's some rot, so there is a replacement panel for this. There's a replacement panel for this lower pillar, lower hinge area. All right, let's go ahead and cut what remains on this heater channel out. There's not much left here. This is just the rear end of it here, and it kind of starts to go into this panel here. This whole panel has to come out, and the luggage tray area is all got to come out. But we're going to kind of work our way back and examine everything as we're going, and hopefully not take more out than we need to. We got all the rust cleaned up off the floor. It was a mess. Some of the parts over here that we've taken out so far. What remains of the luggage tray. Pretty bad, right? And what remains of the heater channel on the passenger side. So, we're gonna have to order some more boards as well. What color is that? Is that beige or gray? I can't quite tell. If you guys know, comment below. I mean, they make all different colors. It's almost like a greenish color. Huh. I'm not sure. If you guys know what color that is, let me know. The car was originally a white. Not sure what the running boards would have looked like. But you can get black, green, different colors. Fenders. The rear fenders are going to have to come off. But right now I want to focus on the front heater channel area right here. See spot welds? I want to expose those, and there should be some here too. And I just want to get that last piece of the heater channel out. So let's work on that. This is the heater channel, the bottom part of this front area, and it's welded to this outer skin here. You can see where it's welded, and that's the heater channel. That's what remains of the front part of the heater channel. All right, we're getting there. There's an old body seal here left on this part right here. I'm gonna take off. It's kind of getting in the way here. That's the seal between the body and the chassis. All right, luckily this is in pretty good shape. There is a little hole down here, but we can patch that. There might be a little hole on this side. Driver's side definitely looks better. Okay guys, there's another spot weld here. Woo. All right, we're back on the outside of the car here. Let's get these drilled out. Trying to figure out where this last piece, I know it's welded there. I just don't see the spot welds. Kind of see some stuff, but it's kind of rusted and it's hard to tell where they're at, but they're probably boom, boom, boom. They're probably in there. There's probably a bunch of them in there. I don't know. I'm gonna try to peel this apart right here. See if we can get this peel apart. All right, guys, I think that was a success. It's not perfect, but we were able to save some of this, which is awesome. And we were able to save some of this back piece, which is good. We can clean that up and patch it where we need to, but that'll, basically the new one should slip right in there. I thought this piece here was welded on the back end, but it's not. It just sticks up in there. And this is what we did right here. Here's the new one. This is the new heater channel that's going to go on the passenger side. And this is the piece that we've been working on taking out. This one's a lot worse shape, obviously, but we cut this piece here. And I thought this was welded in there, so I was looking for those spot welds, but it's not. It just sits in there. It's welded here, and it's welded here, and then it's welded along the top here, right here, right on this area here, which is what this is, here. So it wasn't a perfect extraction, but considering how rusty it is, I think we did all right. And considering it was my first time, so not too bad. But you can see how nasty that is in there, boy. I mean, this heater channel was just toast, and it even started eating up into the lower part of the body. Water just got in here and sat for years and years. Now we can take the new heater channel and start to imagine where it would go. So we're not quite ready to fit it in there yet. We got some more work to do back here, but that's a pretty good achievement. I'm pretty happy with that, so let's leave that alone for now. And we're basically good all the way back into this corner here. We need to do some more work, and then we can kind of maybe do a little mock-up of where this should go, even though we're still missing some of these lower pieces here that it's gonna need to connect to. So all right, guys, we're getting there slowly but surely. The goal is to get that new heater channel installed on both sides, get the luggage tray installed, and these little sections here, crossbar sections. So right now we're gonna go in here remove some of that seam sealer and start digging that little piece out there and just working our way all the way around. But before I do that, I'm going to take off the rear fender, or both fenders, because they're kind of in the way. Let's get these rear fenders off. They are rusty. All right, we're getting there. This one is actually a stud with a nut on it. Broke it loose with the vice grips and or Milwaukee grips, whatever you want to call them. Torque lock. Milwaukee torque lock. Get your torque on. All right, so that's a stud and a washer. Oh. Hit me in the head. All right, we gotta get that wire loose there. This one just snapped because it's so rusty. This one, it's got a washer on it. It's kind of blocking it right here. All right, guys, we're getting there. All the fenders are off, and we're starting to reveal some more issues. Bumper brackets are pretty rusty. This is actually the good one. So we'll probably have to order some bumper brackets and get those fixed up. We've got some bolts that broke off here. This one's stuck. This one pulled all the way out. And these are broke off, so we'll have to get those out. Mike F's got a little trick that he stacks welds on here and heats it up and pulls them out, so we'll try that. All right, let's go back inside and keep cutting away at that heater channel and the luggage tray area. Let's keep going. Guys, bringing it a little closer. This is the passenger side rear corner area, okay? Passenger side rear fender down low here. We're trying to get this part here. This part here needs to go in here and across. And just trying to dig out the old piece first and see what we're left with. You can see there's some big holes here. And this is the outer skin of the lower rear corner panel. So we'll need to do a patch here and probably a little patch here. All right, we're getting there. I'm just taking out all these spot welds. They're all over the place. So there's some more here. There's a big fat weld right there in the corner, a big blob of it we gotta get off. See, they put a big blob right here and they put a big blob right here. So that needs to get ground off, that ground off. I mean, we could just cut along the edge here and cut along this edge, but I was trying to get that whole section out of there because it's kind of thick and it'll mess up how the new one goes in. So I'm trying to peel it out the best I can. There's some more up here. We're gonna get these out real quick, and then hopefully that thing will pop out of there. Man, this is tough. There may have been a easier way to just cut it all out, but I was trying to do it so I could save some of this here, but it might have been easier just to cut this and then add a new piece on there. And I was just trying to see how it all went together and try to take it apart and leave some of the original stuff there. But man, it's on there, boy. This sucker is on there. All right, I'm just gonna keep fighting it. We're gonna get it off here. Well, this thing's worse than I thought, so we're gonna have to cut a little bit more. It's just so rusty, it's hard to separate these pieces. I got some of them separated. Pretty gnarly. Pretty hard to figure out where to cut and where to... It's just a big mess. This must be for a different year or something. I don't know. It doesn't really match up to this one. All right, guys, we're getting there slowly. Went ahead and took this door panel off. I'm going to show you how I take that one off. And there is the heater channel, kind of just sitting in there, just trying to get an idea of how it's going to go in. I've been talking to Mike F. He's been helping out a lot, and I've been watching his oval build that he started posting last year, and there's a lot of good information there. But I appreciate it, Mike. Anyway, we're just going to keep moving forward, keep cleaning out this area, getting this old rusty metal out and that seam sealer, and hopefully this stuff will all fit in here. The new one's just sitting in there. Let's pull it out and set it next to the old one, and we'll compare the what's left of the old one anyway. Pretty bad. All right, there's the new and the old next to each other. You can see how bad the original is. It's pretty rusty. Pretty bad. But yeah, you can kind of see here. It's interesting, there's a hole in this one. This one doesn't have a hole, so there's slight variations on them for sure. But you know, and this is missing some pieces because it's all rusted. You can see it definitely needed to be replaced. All right, guys, a lot of stuff to do. Let's get that door panel off. It's kind of in the way. It keeps bumping into the brace there and getting in the way. I'm trying to leave the doors on until, you know, until we have to take them off. Eventually, we will have to take them off if we want to repair those pillars, those lower pillar areas. But right now, I'm just trying to keep them on to help brace the body a little bit. All right, guys, let's get this door panel off. You can see it's kind of just hanging here in the way, and We need to get in there anyway because we're gonna have to work on the windows and the door latch. They're all seized up, so all that stuff's gonna have to come out and be cleaned and lubed up and whatever parts we need to replace. So these things right here are like on a spring, and there's a little pin in there that has to be knocked out. So that's what we're doing, pushing those little plastic things back and then knocking out that pin that's in that hole right there. Let's do it. That's it right there. All right, so this little pin right here just popped out of that hole. There we go. Wow. We're gonna need new boards and covers. We're going all the way. All the way. All right, guys, we got her opened up pretty good. Yeah, man, it is something else, boy. but I am having fun, believe it or not. It's I just hope it all turns out all right. It's a lot, and I opened up another can of worms back there, but I knew it was going to be bad. We're just going to have to do the best we can to patch that or cut that out and put a new piece in there. But let's see if that new luggage tray fits in there good. This is the whole section, and it's not an exact replica of the original. This is like from 71 to 77 supposedly. All right, let's see what happens. All right, it actually fits pretty good as far as I can tell. It's a nice snug fit, and there's plenty of extra material on the sides here to attach to the wheel wells. You could probably trim that down if you wanted to, but I don't think we'll need to. We probably just put some holes there and spot weld. It's not an exact fit. It's not an exact replica of the 65. It's from the later years, from 71 to 77. So, but it works. We're gonna have some issues here too where it connects to the cross members. Hopefully we'll be able to massage this metal down flat and get it onto the cross members and get it all in here really nice. Well, that's pretty exciting. I mean, that luggage tray was trashed. So we still got some issues behind the luggage tray that we're gonna have to address. That's gonna be a whole nother issue. But at least we know the luggage tray fits, and just from a quick fit that I've done, you know, only spent a couple minutes here messing with it. I think it's gonna work. We'll be able to clean this up a little bit and get this back in here. We'll put some, we'll beat this back in here and then fit it just nice and put a couple of self-tapping screws once we're ready. And you can see that fits really nice and tight. All the way along the seam here is real nice and tight. So we'll be able to put some self-tapping screws in there and fit it where we need to, and then we can start welding. But we're not gonna do that yet. We got some work to do back here. But I'm glad I decided to pull it all the way out because this metal was really thin on the original one and just so rusty. This will be a nice solid piece now. We've just got to get this cleaned up, which is going to be a challenge, but we're going to do it. And we'll get this. We'll take like a square here, a rectangle, cut this out, put a nice piece of, I don't know, 18 gauge or 14 gauge, something real nice and thick there. All right, let's go around to the back. See how we're looking back here. You can see now we've got a nice new firewall back here. And it's all solid. So this piece here, this is where the engine seal goes. And it goes all the way over to these pieces and it goes all the way through here. I'm probably gonna get some new, whatever these little pieces are called. These sections here, there's one here and there's one here. Those will be pretty easy to replace. And it'll just make a nice fit here with the new panels. But I don't know, I'm gonna wire wheel them real good and see how bad they are. If they're not too bad, I might just keep them. All right, guys, we're getting there. A lot of work, a lot of work. But I'm pretty happy with that luggage tray area. We're not gonna weld it in yet. We've got a lot of fitment to do still, a lot of rust to remove, all that, get it all cleaned up, but it's looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty sweet. It's looking good. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get it on this chassis. It's gonna be so sweet, but we've got a lot of work to do. Let's keep moving. Yeah, we're not gonna get to that yet. All right, guys, let's get the driver's side heater channel removed and fit the new one in here. All right, so we're trying to clean this up here, get this piece out. Try to leave as much of this lower pillar as possible, although we are probably going to replace it. I ordered some new ones. I just want to try to keep the original intact for now while we're test fitting the heater channel. Same with this. I'm trying to keep this as intact as possible. And this area here, once we get to it, we're going to try to save all this as much as possible. And keep digging away at it. Wow, guys, that is a lot of work. No joke. It is not for the faint of heart, guys. That is a serious knee busting, back breaking, knuckle smashing work. So if I make it look easy, please don't, it's not. I know Mike F makes it look easy, but it is not easy, guys. I'm enjoying it, I'm having fun, but you just have to go into it knowing that it is extremely difficult, and physically it beats you up. And it's frustrating because these German cars are complex in the way that they pieced all their parts together. They're very complex, and it makes it, and the fact that it's all rusted out at the bottom just makes it even more complicated. So just keep that in mind. It's possible. Anything's possible. I am going to keep pushing forward, and hopefully this thing will come together, you know, in some fashion. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm definitely learning a lot about metal and metal work and welding and smashing and grinding and ripping and tearing. It's guys, you know, it is something else doing this type of work, but I enjoy it. You know, when you bust your ass and that is the end result, it's worth it. So hopefully we'll get a similar result on this body. I've said it a few times, we are keeping the rust, we're keeping the weathered look, the patina look, but we're replacing a lot of the rusted metal around the bottom and around the windshields and all that stuff. We're gonna get that dent out of there. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna be a really cool car. And then after this, you know, maybe we'll finish the Ghia or work on one of the Porsches, and one of those can be completely painted and all that stuff. But this one's gonna stay patina. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of guys like that look, and it's, you know, it's cool. I mean, there's thousands of white Beetles out there. We don't need another one. This one's got a very unique, rusted, weathered look. It's still got some of the original white paint on there. It looks really cool. So that's what we're doing. It's not that it's more complicated. It's actually harder trying to save some of this rusty metal and work around it. But I'm going to replace what needs to be replaced, whether it cuts into the bottom, you know, like this quarter panel here. We're probably going to have to replace this bottom part. So it's going to cut into some of our look, some of our patina, which is unfortunate, but we will try to replicate it at some point. But yeah, some of these lower portions are going to have to be replaced, and it will mess with the patina. You know, you gotta keep this project in perspective. It is really, really rusty. You know, just even around this, you know. So you have to go into this knowing, okay, we're gonna keep it rusty. We're just gonna make it run mechanically really, really good, which is actually more important than how it looks. You know, there's a lot of cars out there that look good, and the mechanicals are not good. They're not safe, they're not rebuilt, they're not good. I'd rather have a rusty looking car with really good mechanics. So that's just me. But I also appreciate brand new, rebuilt, restored cars as well. So don't get me wrong, we are going to do a full, complete restoration on one of these cars with a fresh paint job and everything. It's probably going to be the Karma Ghia or maybe the yellow Porsche, I'm not sure. Anyway, I've got a lot of parts on order. A lot of parts, metal parts that I didn't realize I was going to need that are on order, quarter panels and stuff like that, pillars. But it might be a week or two before they get in. So in the meantime, this Porsche here, this is a 1972 Porsche I picked up, 914. I picked it up about 2 weeks ago. And my plan with this one is to just get it running, do the brakes, clean it up really good, and probably flip it because I need to generate some funds to keep these projects going. It's not cheap, guys, to buy all these parts. And so if I can flip this car and make a few $1,000s, that's the plan. So the next video you see might be this car, hopefully getting it running and driving. We'll see. I haven't messed with it at all, so we're gonna go through it together. The only thing I've done is looked inside the engine bay when I bought it, and you can't even flip this thing open because the latch is broken, but you can see it might not even run. I don't know. It might not run. It might have a lost cause on our hands here, but I need to try to generate some funds to keep these projects going. So hopefully I can get this thing cleaned up, running, driving, and flip it. It'll be awesome. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Keep watching the videos. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.